Good evening. Good evening. Well, I was moving some violets around and dumped some dirt out of one, so I'm having to clean out from underneath my shelf and vacuum in here. So while I'm on the ground and cleaning, I thought I'd show you some of the streps I have. I don't have a lot. There's only 10 here. I think I might have had 11 originally. I've lost one. I overwatered it and lost one. They don't like a lot of water. They like to dry out. They like water, but they don't like to stay damp. They're not quite like an African violet. They like to stay a little drier than an African violet. At least that's from my findings. Um, the only issue I've had with these is, I think it came in with them, and I fought it at first, but I haven't had a lot of issue with it since. But when I first got these, I think it came in with them. Is they had some powdery mildew, and you'll see like right here, you can see a little bit. You'll start to see a little tip on the leaf. See that? Just a little bit right there. Um, what I'll do every once in a while, if I start to see a couple of spots like that, and I keep a fan on these all the time, and they're on a elevated shelf with lots of airflow. I just moved them to this shelf. They were on the shelf with a rubber mat on it, and I think airflow is part of the problem. Now they've been moved to here, and I think they're going to do a lot better here with the air, because of the airflow. But I was getting powdery mildew on them. I'm not having any problems with the African violets getting powdery mildew, except for when I get a new one in. When the new ones show up, it's very common. I seem to have them even from eBay or from a couple of the breeders that I've gotten them from, commercial breeders I've gotten them from, had it also. Powdery mildew, when they show up within a day or two, you'll see it on the leaves. And so what I've been doing is I mix up neem and I'll spray the leaves down, and it seems to take care of the issue and go away. You can see maybe right there might be a little spot right there starting. So what I've just been doing is when I start to see a spot or two, I'll hit them. But as long as I don't keep the leaves overlapping or the leaves are touching, they're spread out a little better here. I haven't had any issues with it. It was more of the same spots on the same plant that I was just fighting. I mix up the neem with warm water, warm enough for a baby's bath is what I use on the violets, or for the streps. If it's warm enough for a baby, it's what I spray with them. And I just spray them down, and it doesn't seem to hurt anything. I don't spray it directly on the blooms or anything, but I don't have mold on the blooms. But if I get any powdery mildew on the leaves, that's what I'll do. I'll spray them down. On the violets, I may do the same thing when I get new ones in, and after that, never had any problems with them. But the biggest thing that I get where if I do get it, if I start to see some of the powdery mildew, where it usually comes from is a temperature difference. If I let the room get up to 75 or 80 degrees during the day, and then it drops down to 68 at night or 67 at night or something like that, I'll start to see PM, powdery mildew. I'll start to see it at that point. It's a big temperature difference is what happens. When you start to see a big temperature swing like that, when it's consistent and it doesn't change much more than 5 degrees up or 5 degrees down, it stays within about a 10 degree, what they call a 10 degree differential, then I don't seem to have any problems with it. But when it varies much more than that, you'll see a little more powdery mildew pop up. And if anybody wants to put their 2 cents in on that, welcome to. I've used neem for treating it, and it seems to take care of it really fast. In 24 hours, it's gone. Usually within a few minutes, it's gone, but I've noticed within 24 hours, it doesn't come back. So it may scar a leaf. You may see some spotting on a leaf, but that's not that big a deal. Those leaves will outgrow. So some of these are, the blue one in the back is Bristol's Bluebird. This pretty one has a more ruffled foliage, more full foliage. It's a little, not what you'd call I call an easier grower because the way the foliage is. It's just a little more untidy, I think. This is, oh good Lord, what is it? Psychedelic Sun. It's a fragrant one. Just a nice floral fragrance on it. That's an Elsovia. This is Bristol's Sixth Sense, and this is a fragrant one also. It smells like a rose. It's very light, but there is a fragrance there. That pretty little one in the back is Bristol's Lily White, and it's a small one, a small grower, compact. I like the small compact ones like that. This pretty little white one is Heartlands Baby Egret, and this is another really pretty one I like also. You can see the foliage on it. It's flat, level, compact, and the way it grows, it's not as unruly as like that. See what I mean? A little more organized. Anyway, this beautiful one back here is called TSF Shizzle. I believe this is a Russian variety. The blooms are actually a little more red than what you're seeing there. That little one back there is Fernwood's Minuet, and that's a miniature, and you can see the difference. And these are very young. These were all that size right there just a few months ago, so I've only had these a few months. And I know they're going to get a whole lot bigger than that. These are not very big yet, but that's Fernwood's Minuet starting to bloom. This one back here is called Bristol's Goose Egg, or another really, really pretty one, fragrant also. This one I just trimmed all the blooms off of, but it's starting to bloom again, is Bristol's Potpourri. Sorry about that. Another fragrant one. Most of the ones I have are fragrant. This one you can see it had a little bit of a wobble to it. It's got a pin stuck in it, anchoring it down. And now it's got a lot more stability now, and it's rooted better. This gorgeous one too is Black Cherry. Got a bloom failing there, but that's how they come off. They just pop right off. Mosquito. Anyway, I'm trimming and cutting a few things off. I thought I'd show you some of these. This is, like I said, a variety called Black Cherry. It's not fragrant, but it has a beautiful, beautiful bloom on it. Beautiful bloom. Anyway, I figured while I was sitting on the floor cleaning baseboards and vacuuming up dirt that I spilled, I would give you a quick glimpse of the Streps. I don't know anything about these other than just I'm trying to keep them green and keep them blooming. Again, I'm brand new to these. They seem to be just, all they want to do is just bloom. They just love to bloom. That's all they seem to want to do is just bloom and bloom and bloom. They seem to be very easy to grow. It's a little bit of a balance between keeping moisture on them and not keeping moisture on them. Let them dry out enough. But I don't know. I'm having fun with them right now, and we'll see how they do this winter. Anyway, I've got to get back to work. I got things to vacuum and baseboards to clean. Anyway, everybody have a great evening.